Final Four. Why this uncommon UCLA team has worked out and dominated this college basketball season. Tampa, Florida, one by one, they filed off the bus up the walkway. Their police escort encased them as they packed in for a player-only team photo framed by their brightly colored UCLA and Final Four wrapped transportation. Inside the Embark Collective near the burgeoning Water Street district of downtown Tampa, the blue and gold crew took up most of the room on Wednesday afternoon. At every utterance of those four letters, the team built into a crescendo of cheers, booming the loudest when its own player and coach won two of the three Naismith women's honors on Wednesday afternoon. There was Naismith Coach of the Year winner Cori, the self-described uncommon coach who praised her group of uncommon women willing to make uncommon choices and eventually yielding an uncommon result. Then Naismith Defensive Player of the Year Lauren Betts, also a finalist for Player of the Year, who credited teammates for boosting her confidence to perform at her career best. And collectively, the Bruins, the #1 overall seed bubbling under the surface of attention bestowed on giants South Carolina and Connecticut, the national title clash many surmised when the bracket came out on Selection Sunday. Lauren Betts and the UCLA Bruins are the closest they've ever been to a college basketball title. The uncommon claim dates back to Close's first season at UCLA in 2011-12 and has her 14th UCLA roster in the uncommon position of an NCAA Final Four. The Bruins reached the Elite Eight twice, including Close's 2018 squad, but never reached the final weekend in the NCAA era. The school won the AIW national title in 1978. What else is uncommon of this group? I've never had a roster this star-studded, Close said. And it's uncommon to have this many stars be willing to give up individual things for a more powerful collective thing. The top-to-bottom level this group works at is also the most uncommon of Close's tenure, she said. And it starts with junior point guard Kiki Rice, who later on Wednesday was named the NCAA Elite 90 Award winner for highest cumulative GPA of any player at the 2025 Final Four. She has set the cultural standard of work that is contagious and pervasive, Close said. She deserves so much credit in that. Rice always led that standard by example. But when UCLA lost to rival USC at home a month ago, her approach had to change. The day after the embarrassment of being punked in our own gym in front of 15,000 fans, Rice said she, junior Gabriela, Jaquez, and graduate student Charlisse Ledgerwalker held a players-only meeting before their 7 a.m. practice. They all felt as though Close and the coaches prepared them with the right tools, Rice said, but they couldn't get it done. It was their second loss to USC. The first 2 weeks prior snapped the Bruins' 23-game undefeated start. With at best 4 weeks left in the season, the players spoke of how they could make the best of it. Our shift from that moment from our coach-led team to a player-led team that happened after was probably the biggest thing that we needed to then go on to win the conference championship and to be where we are right now, Rice said. UCLA, 34-2, steamrolled through the Big Ten tournament to set up a third meeting with USC, this time delivered with a title in its inaugural season in the conference. They've taken care of business in the NCAA tournament, averaging a 19-point winning margin, knocking out number 16 Southern, number 8 Richmond, number 5 Ole Miss, and number 3 LSU. Though their 7-point Elite 8 margin against the Tigers was their closest, it was also their most impressive. The rest of the roster stood up around Rice when Betts, their 6'7" leading scorer, sat the bench with foul trouble most of the game. I'm really proud of Rice, because I know it's not easy at times to hold people accountable and be the mean one. But at this point, it's taken us so far, Betts said. The quiet 7 points on 50% shooting by Betts ended her back-to-back 30-point double-double streak. Rice said she noticed a different confidence about Betts in the preseason that blossomed into the PY finalist honor. I think I've even seen another step in that confidence over the past few weeks towards the end of the season, Rice said. More NCAA tournament news on Yahoo Sports. https March Madness 2025. What we learned about the Final Four teams from their Elite 8 wins. March Madness. How UCLA's Final Four opponent is not uncommon or unfamiliar to the setting. UConn is an 11-time national champion, making its 24th Final Four appearance, and its fourth led by former National Player of the Year Paige Bueckers. She's chasing her lone national title before entering the WNBA, and the program's first since winning 4 consecutive from 2013-16. 2013-16. The season prior to that streak, Close sat on the outside looking in when her first UCLA roster missed the NCAA tournament field. She knew she didn't want to be like everyone else in the field, and so she did the uncommon and asked championship coaches Muffet McGraw of Notre Dame and Arima if she could come watch their postseason practices. The first round, she watched how Notre Dame prepped. In a full-circle moment, She accepted her Naismith Award on Wednesday in front of McGraw, who was honored with the Outstanding Contributor Award by the Atlanta Tip-Off Club. The second round, she went to Connecticut and spent 4 tremendous days watching how the Huskies practiced and prepared. The following October, she brought her entire staff to watch a coach she calls a master teacher. They'll meet Friday with a historic national title game berth on the line.